Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're talking about episode 1, season 1, Black Clover, the introductory episode. It's been a long time coming. We've now got 127 chapters, plenty of content to make into an anime, and we're finally here with season 1. Apparently it's going to be 13 episodes. I'm going to try to keep this review short, so you can have this introduction, what happens in the episode, the differences and things to look forward to. That being said, let's get into this review. Before we go any further, I do want to mention this. There was an OVA that came out earlier this year, originally last year, that covers a little bit more content. If you've already seen that, you've pretty much seen what happens in episode 1 and what's going to happen at the beginning of episode 2. That being said, it's still a definitely good watch. You'll see some slight differences, but I enjoyed it regardless. I laughed at the jokes that I originally laughed at. It was all there. This is covering 13 episodes. I'm hoping it covers the first 2 arcs. If you're unfamiliar with the arcs or you just want to get a bit of tidbit, if you go back a year and a half or a year and a bit ago, I did an introductory video based on some of the original arcs. It's not the best of quality, but it covers my thoughts at that time. So if you type in Black Clover arcs, it does come up one of my videos on Google or YouTube. Check it out. That being said, let's get into it now. So we're introduced to Black Clover. 2 orphans are left at an orphanage. They grow up to be 15 years old with the goal to become wizard kings or wizard emperors, which is essentially the #1 wizard in town. It's more or less the Hokage, if you want to put it in Naruto terms. That being said, Asta, who is the main character, is essentially born without magic. When you put that into context, he's born in a world full of magic. He's the only one without magic. His rival is essentially a talent heavy, unique person who is essentially his brother in arms, but his rival at the same time. Whereas one has no talent, the other one has abundance of talent. They essentially go to a Grimoire awarding ceremony where Yuno is given, the rival is given a 4-leaf clover, which is considered legendary, and the original Sorcerer Emperor was also given this. At the same awarding ceremony, where Yuno got his 4-leaf clover, Asta is given nothing, and he has to wait till next year. Essentially, because this 4-leaf clover is so rare, it's quite valuable. A hunter, a renegade, a bandit essentially tries to steal this from him. At which point Asta jumps in, helps him out, loses or starts to lose and gives up because he hasn't got any magic. He's told he hasn't got any magic. And then he gets encouraged by his rival, and then we see the 5-leaf Black Clover be released. And the explanation was probably the best part, because that's how they ended it. They talk about what you get with 3-leaf clovers. With 4-leaf clover, it's all about luck. But what do you get with a 5-leaf clover? A demon. And that background, just like that in the manga, beautiful. Ended it on a cliffhanger. I was super excited. I'm gonna be super excited. I'm basically a Black Clover fan. So nice little introduction to the actual series, the manga, everything else. Let's go through the differences now. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to exclude the OVA, which covers more content. It does cover what will happen a little bit into episode 2, which is in chapter 1. Let's talk about everything else. So there is the conclusion of the fight that happens in chapter 1 that isn't in the episode, that will be shown in episode 2. And let's talk about some of the differences beyond that. So, a few of the differences. Number 1, Yuno is a lot more colder in this episode than when you read the manga. Now, this could be what it's emphasizing, but it really hits home, and they've done a really good job in specifically hinting that he's cold at the beginning of this chapter. He's very nonchalant, he's not really bothered, and it shows. And then you get the big turn at the end where you're my rival, he encourages his rival. Now, one of the main differences, and I guess they specifically chose not to include this, is a statement that Yuno makes about Asta. Asta basically gets all riled up and he goes to train in the forest, starts doing his press-ups and his sit-ups and everything else. Now, Sister Lily gets worried and basically Yuno says to her in the manga, oh, don't worry, in these type of words, don't worry about him, he'll be back by dinner. Now, so that tells the audience that he at least cares enough and respects him enough at the same time, so he understands what he's doing and leads them to it. So that's number one. The second thing really for me was the big difference was when Yuno gets his actual grimoire, he goes away from the ceremony, he's attacked by two people that were also at that awarding ceremony, and he basically deals with them in the episode. So this doesn't happen in the manga. The manga actually doesn't have that at all. He goes straight into the fight with Ribichi or Levichi, and then the rest happens. So that's another thing. Also the filler at the beginning where there are children, where the person, the head or the leader of the orphanage picks him up and he says how Asta is a bit rowdy and he gets kicked. All that is added, but it's cute, it was funny, I enjoyed it. Now, that being said, what other things or what things you need to look forward to? So, as I mentioned before, there's 13 episodes, and we don't know how the pacing is going to be. If the pacing continues how this is going to go, we're only really going to get the introductory arc, but without spoiling anything. Essentially, it covers Asta, him joining a crew, his first mission. I'm not going to talk about the characters. You'll have to see it. There's some badass characters to look forward to, Yami being one of them. If they go down that route, we're only really going to get that. And to be fair, I say that because there's so much good content yet to come. It does go from 0 to 100 very quickly in this series, so I'm hoping that you get to enjoy that if you haven't read the manga. Or we could get quicker pacing and we can at least get the second arc, which is the dungeon exploration arc, and that has a lot more craziness in there as well. It's more characters, a different kingdom, and it really starts pushing the kind of the political side of things yet to come. So hopefully with all that looking forward to, it's going to be a nice and easy ride. I'm hoping to do this on a regular, so please show your support by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing with your friends, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.